Good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you all to Reading 365. We are joined by a fantastic reader this morning, Ellen Min Hartman, and she is going to be sharing, actually, you get a bonus today. She's going to be sharing 2 books with us. Ellen is from Philly, but she lives here in Harrisburg, and she loves Harrisburg City. And she has 2 beautiful daughters, and she's going to be sharing a couple of books with us. And I think you're going to really, really enjoy what she has to share. She's been in education for about 15 years. And so we want to welcome Ellen to Reading 365. Welcome, Ellen.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
So the very first book I want to read to you is it's called Bibimbap by Linda Sue Park. And bibimbap is one of my favorite dishes. It's bibim means mixed in Korean and pap means rice. So it means mixed rice. And one of my favorite places in Harrisburg City is the Broad Street Market. And if you go to Mr. and Mrs. Choi Stan Yammy's, they actually have bibimbap. So I'd love for you, after you hear about how to make it, try making it at home, or ask your adult if they want to go to the Broad Street Market and grab some there. So, Bibimbap by Linda Sue Park. Let me turn myself around here. Almost time for supper. Rushing to the store. Mama buys the groceries. More, Mama, more. Hurry, Mama, hurry. Gotta shop, shop, shop. Hungry, hungry, hungry for some bibimbap. Home and in the kitchen, eggs to stir and fry. Mama catch the spatula, flip the eggs high. So take a look at all the ingredients there. Hurry, Mama, hurry, gotta flip, flip, flop. Hungry, hungry, hungry for some bibimbap. Rice is on the boil, bubbling in the pot, white and sticky, lickety, steaming good and hot. Hurry, flurry rice, gotta pop, pop, pop. Hungry, hungry, hungry for some bibimbap. I think the dog is very hungry too. Mama's knife is shiny, slicing fast and neat. Garlic and green onions, skinny strips of meat. Hurry, Mama, hurry, gotta chop, chop, chop. Hungry, very hungry for some bibimbap. Now I'm getting hungry because it's close to lunchtime. Oh, let's see what else goes in. Spinach, sprouts, and carrots. Each goes in a pan. Let me pour the water in. Yes, I know I can. She spilled a little, but that's okay. Cooking can be messy. Sorry, Mama, sorry, gotta mop, mop, mop. Hungry in a hurry for some bibimbap. Bowls go on the table, big one striped in blue. I help set the glasses out, spoons and chopsticks too. So if you ask at Yammy's, I think they have some chopsticks where you can practice if you haven't learned how to use chopsticks yet. It's very fun. Hurry, family, hurry, gotta hop, hop, hop. Dinner's on the table and it's bibimbap. So now everyone's coming to eat. Quiet for a moment. Papa says the grace. Everybody says amen, a smile on every face. Rice goes in the middle. Egg goes right on top. Mix it, mix like crazy. Time for bibimbap. And now, this is how you make bibimbap. You can look it up online, or you can take a little screenshot here. And it's very easy, but it's really just rice with all these veggies and meats with an egg on top, and you mix it up.
Hey, say, Ellen.
Yes.
That was fantastic. So I have a little surprise for you.
Oh.
I have Linda Sue Park on the phone here.
No, you don't.
So she'd like to say hello to you. Yes,
Hello.
I do. Go ahead.
Hi, Ellen.
How are you doing?
I'm great, and I loved listening to you read. You read it really perfectly.
Oh, I'm so glad. That's a huge honor. Floyd, this is such a great surprise. How are you doing?
I haven't really answered that question. I'm pandemic fine.
How much bibimbap have you eaten during the pandemic?
We have it pretty often. You know, it's so yummy, right?
Is it your favorite Korean dish?
Probably, yeah. I also love mandu, but and gimbap, but
Oh, yes.
gimbap is right up there.
Two very good ones. I'm actually this Saturday going to be making bibimbap for my daughter's 4th birthday. So,
Oh, how nice.
so thank you for this book because it allows everyone to share the love of bibimbap together.
I hope so. And I thought you might be interested. A lot of Koreans and Korean Americans will come up to me and tell me that in the book it's spelled wrong, and they're correct about that. That's not the official English spelling, as you know, what you would see on a restaurant menu or something like that, or in a cookbook. But when I used the correct spelling, people who weren't Korean pronounced it wrong, right? They would say bibimbap.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be like, that you can't do that because it's a rhyming thing. You know?
Yes.
So we had to make the decision to spell it phonetically, to give people a chance to say it correctly when they read the book aloud to kids. You know?
That makes a lot of sense. And I appreciate you doing that because the rhyme would not make sense in this book if you didn't do that.
Exactly. So then I had a long explanation for, basically what I've told you, but with some of the historical information behind it and how the Korean government went to a new romanization of Korean and blah, blah, blah. And the editor said, you know what, this book is for 3-year-olds. We're not going to do this. Anyhow, once again, I did appreciate your reading and thank you for sharing the book.
Thank you so much for surprising all of us. This was fantastic.
Well, that was Floyd, not me. But best wishes to you all, and everyone, please stay safe.
Thank you,
Yes.
Linda. We'll talk later. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
That was great.
No, she's just a fantastic person. So I'm just glad to be able to do that.
And
Excellent.
everyone watching on Facebook Live, Floyd just
Yes.
seems to have people's numbers in his phone. Like, oh, I know that person. So I was like, I thought he was joking. No, he's serious.
No,
I'm going to call next.
She's an awesome, right. Well, let's see what Matt has to do. So thank you for sharing, Ellen. And so what we're going to do is we're going to let Matt chime in, and he's going to share a book with us.
Okay.
He's logging in now. So, Matt, are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent, fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we want to welcome Matt Krupp to Reading 365 again, and we're so glad to have him. He's a fantastic reader. He is Dauphin County Prothonotary, and we want to really, show our appreciation to him, taking time out of his busy schedule on this day, the day before election, to share with us. I'm sure he's busy with a whole bunch of things. So thank you, Matt.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you for having me, Floyd. So excited to be here this morning. Apologies. Please forgive me for not calling in sooner. We had a radiator burst in my office over the weekend, and I've been triaging this morning. So all's well. Everything's no equipment's damaged. The documents are all secure and saved. So just had to triage.
That's important. That's important.
So, hey, I got some fun books that I thought we could read, and I don't know if anybody's read either of these, so I brought a couple options for you.
Okay.
And can you tell me if you've heard of either of these?
Okay, let me see.
The first, actually, I brought where's this other one?
Oh yeah, Rainbow Fish.
Rainbow Fish. Has anybody read this yet?
No, they haven't. Yeah, no.
Are you familiar with this story?
I saw the corner of it. I knew what it was. Come on, man. Yes, I'm very familiar with the book.
Okay, that's one option. Or this was one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, Giraffes Can Dance.
Giraffes Can Dance, and
that's a fun book. Both of them are good. I haven't read Giraffes Can Dance in a very long time. Okay. Let's have some fun with that one, please.
All right, awesome. This is one of my favorite books to read to my kid. It flows, it rhymes.
Yes.
And Me personally, like I've never had good dance moves, so I can totally relate to.
Oh, I doubt that. I doubt that.
All right, so just jump into it, or what else do we got going
Yeah,
on?
go ahead.
Okay,
Take it on.
this is called Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, Andre and Guy Parker Rees, everyone. So, Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And I love this book because it's so colorful. There's so many, great depictions of all the different animals and wildlife that you can see on the African continent. So this is the jungle dance where all the animals have gathered. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, well, he was really bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept up off the dance floor and started walking home. He never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Well, excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on. "But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to." With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing around. He threw his legs out sideways and swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. "I am dancing, yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle, we must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We can all dance," he said, "if we find music that we love." So that's it. That's one of the favorite stories that I would read to my kids. A few years ago. It's fun. It rhymes. It's fast. It's colorful, and it's got a really good message. So, what do you think?
I thought it was fantastic, very timely. Life is better with dance, right?
Absolutely, and music.
And music, correct. And Matt, Ellen here, she read a book about cooking and Korean food, and so I think we can marry the two. We can have a dance party with food, right? We've got the elements.
And that's what's great. I mean, food, there's so many different kinds of food out there. Food represents entire cultures, right? There's stuff that you grew up with. There's comfort food, food that makes you feel emotionally different ways, food that reminds you of your mom,
Ellen, you're muted.
Oh, yes. I was just letting Matt talk to us about all the different types of food.
But I mean, isn't that amazing what an emotional response you can have to food? Like sometimes I taste something, I'm like, this reminds me of like my mom's spaghetti, my mother's meatballs or meatloaf or whatever.
And it takes you back and, reminds you of, those wonderful times that you had spending with, family,
Yeah.
and friends. So,
And I
Yeah.
would say dance is great too, because it's also, everyone has their own unique way of dancing. It's a big stress reliever. I love to dance. I love to eat and dance. So these were like, this is perfect. We didn't even plan this.
right.
Two of my favorite things just made happen in story time.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this book too, right? Because, it's all about, sometimes you just need to dance to your own tune. You need to dance, you need to find the music that works for you, right?
Right.
And we can apply that in so.
You muted, Matt. Yes.
Sorry, somebody was buzzing in. I apologize. I missed
Okay.
Floyd.
Got you. No problem. But no, you're right. You're so right.
So maybe this is a challenge that this week, everybody who's watching, turn on some music and have a dance party, and everyone dances in their own awesome, unique ways. And then maybe try something new that you haven't tried, because that could bring another emotion or excitement or something in your life. And don't forget to call your mom if she's around to pick up, to say, I really love, or go up to your mom and tell them, or another adult in their family, and tell them what you love about a cooking they've made for you.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic. I'm a cook, so I'm constantly calling my mom, and she loves it when I call her and ask her for different tips or recipes. And of course, she's just telling me the ingredients. She's not telling me how much. She's not telling me how much.
Well, we've got Thanksgiving right around the corner too, where we get to spend that time with our family and kind of like enjoy like a big home cooked meal that we don't always get to do.
Yes.
So it's a really good month too, I think, to kind of celebrate, our families and the cooking as well.
Yes.
And even if you have to eat or dance with people on Zoom because you can't get together with them, like I know with my family, we're going to eat together, but it'll be through Zoom. I think that could even be special. And you can have them describe the smells to you, describe the tastes.
Yes.
Compare and contrast.
Well, and the beauty in it is that most of the foods that will be prepared, you will have tasted it before. So just by seeing it, it just takes you right back there.
Yeah. I remember when we would celebrate Thanksgiving at my mother's house, just like all day, the smells permeating through the house, like from the moment you wake up until 2:00 or early afternoon, whenever your family starts coming over.
Yeah.
What a joyous experience that was.
Yeah. And my mom's place was kind of like the hub, we didn't have much, but what we had, she shared, and people would come through, all throughout the day, feeding people, you talk like 10 sweet potato pies, like, 5 or 6 different types of cakes, and, just the whole spread, just beautiful,
I would get upset though, because my mom would always have Tupperware and she would pack things for people to take home. And I saw all the leftovers slowly get smaller and smaller. So I got very smart. And every year before people came over, I would start hiding some of the foods that I wanted to eat the next day. And my mom caught me. She's like, that is not very kind. I'm like, Mom, but I must have this for breakfast tomorrow.
Exactly.
I always wanted to share and give away the food.
You did the right thing. Good for you. That was really smart.
So,
okay. All right, guys. No, this has been fun. You guys have to sign up again, okay?
I will. And thank you. Yeah, give us the times. And thank you so much for just calling up your friend Linda that you just happen to have on your phone.
Yes. No, I'm telling you, she's just a fantastic person, an extremely talented artist. Author, So, my introduction to her was The Single Shard, and that book just blew me away,
Oh, another good one.
Yeah.
Floyd, this was the other book that I brought, actually. I was thinking about you when I saw it. Can you guys still see me?
Madison. Oh,
Right.
that is funny.
So, I actually haven't read this. Somebody gave this to us because, my younger daughter's name is Madison, but I know,
Yes.
we share that in common. So
And
maybe another.
Madison is behind that banner right there.
Yeah, I'm here. That's so cute.
So she's singing it. I know she's tripping off of that.
I am, yeah.
And let me share the covers of the other two books I had a hard time picking.
No,
This-
Ellen, don't tell me you have a Madison book too. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. This book, The Skin You Live In, if you haven't read it, is so much fun. Great rhyming in this one. And then this one, as many of your adults in your home are getting prepared to vote, if they haven't already, it's called Say Something, and it's about using your voice and how it matters. So make sure you find them in your library if you can.
Now, Say Something I'm familiar with. Now, pull that other one, The Skin You're In. Of course, that reminds me of the book. It's a youth novel that was written by Sharon Flake called The Skin I'm In.
Oh,
That reminds
let me
me
look
of
it
that
up.
one. Yeah. And I have her number. I can call if you want, Ellen. I can call.
Of
Sharon.
course you have her number.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I do, but I'm not gonna call.
Can I give you my number and one day just be like, oh, Ellen and Hartman, everyone has to know her.
Let's go ahead. Everybody's got to talk to Ellen.
717.
Of course.
So no, thank you guys. This has been too much fun. We
Yeah.
shouldn't have so much fun. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining Reading 365 this Monday morning, November 2nd. And we'll be reading every single day at 11 a.m. Until September 30th, 2021. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Go out and vote. Take care.
Back tomorrow. I wore my